All right, and we are here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in for our return of Mummy's Mask. Try and get it caught up. There we go. All right. Look at that. Minor issues, always some sort of technical difficulty, but we'll swing through it easy enough. Man, it's been a while. I'm actually going to go ahead and reverse that. Let's change... I'm going to go ahead and edit your camera. If I can. I can do that, right? I feel like I can do that.
Edit specific camera?
Yeah, that I can maneuver your camera around. Order, transform, rotate.
If you're doing separate
there we go.
selection capture.
There we go. Now you're just focused directly.
That looks gross.
It's the same thing. It's just changed.
Flip it back. It looks gross.
I didn't mute it. Sorry.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
No, flip it back.
You gonna look at the camera?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. If you're gonna look at the camera, then I will.
I'll look at the camera.
Hey, that's a guy. You know what? You know what's bizarre? Now you can't even tell, Ryu.
Yeah, you can. My face is uglier.
It's uglier.
Uglier.
Oh my god. All right.
Look amazing. I know Ryu has 2 eyes. It's like saying streamers have legs.
I know.
Not a
Very
true,
short
not
poles.
true.
All right, guys. It's been a long time since we've played, so I know that it's gonna be catching up for just about everyone. So today's experience is going to be more akin to us redeveloping and reacclimating ourselves back into the world of Golarion, into the setting of Wati in the Osirian Desert, and it's going to be a lot of recalling what the events were like while we were there. So, hi guys, it's been a while. It's been a long time. We have
Put on your boots. We're going back in.
yeah. So, just for everybody that's at home, even if this is their first time watching, if you would, why don't you remind them who and what you are in game? Anybody can start. Go ahead and have at it.
Sure, I'll start. My name is Donkor. I'm a Scale Heart Skinwalker. I'm also a rogue merchant type person. I just talk. It's literally my skill. That's entirely it. I like bows and I have an axe.
God,
That's really that's really about it.
I think I have the axe. Or no, I
He has the axe right now because I lent it to him.
about the axe. I kind of threw it. I think.
Yeah,
I think
you
I
did.
remember that.
You did. I remember that.
That's gonna get uncomfortable. All right, I'm Neferani. I'm a catfolk bard.
a Catholic Bark. Yeah. What?
That's it.
What? That's it. I mean, okay.
That's
So
not it.
there's more. Then you are. I think. Would you guys say that Neferani is sort of like your acting face of the group?
As of right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's our leader. Our leader.
A terrifying prospect, but let's go with it.
Accidental mastermind. Yeah, I know, right?
Yes. There is so much going on behind these eyes, and then you see to the side, and it's like a cat,
Yeah.
basically it.
Yeah, we've Bongo Cat. That's true. Bongo Cat, we missed you.
Yes,
And then
I'm Bongo Cat.
we've got Ronan. Ronan, sir.
I'm Ronan. I'm a goblin barbarian, and I like cheese.
He does like cheese. This is accurate. These are not inaccurate statements. So a few people have already asked, because it's been a while since we played, but why aren't Jared and why aren't Nick playing? Well, Jared wanted to focus on some of the things that were happening in his stream, so he had to step away from the game. There is no ill will, nothing going on there. He's just focusing on that. It's a point of focus for him, and we're just gonna let him handle his thing until it sort of evens out. And then he said he'd be back. And Nick found a job, one that he said it would be silly for him to turn down, so he's working. He's actually entered the job force again, and I can't blame him. He said if it's he's had to give up pretty much all of his tabletop games, which is a little rough. Admittedly, it's a little rough, but you got to do what you got to do, and I'm not at all mad at him. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So, and most of you guys already know me. Either you've popped over from Misty Chat or from Mark's, or even even that one guy who I can't seem to ever find on stream anymore. Not
Oh,
sure
yeah.
where he is, but that one guy, RyutheRed. If you're popping over from his place, then I'm Bub, and this is sort of what I do. I tell stories, and I have fun, and we live the life of camaraderie and what have you. So this is Mummy's Mask, and this is technically supposed to be in episode 26 or 25. I think it's 25. But since we haven't played, we're gonna sort of reintroduce ourselves back to the setting. So what can you guys recall? What can you remember about the world of Wati and the threats that are around you?
There was
All
a
right.
bathhouse.
So we got a church, we got a bathhouse, we got an inn, the Tooth and Hookah. That's our like base of operations.
Okay.
We got the church that's basically wanting to kill everyone, except not really. They just want to kill Neferani and Abasi.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to say hi very aggressively. Very aggressively. We have some sort of god that's got like lots of like skull boobs. I'm looking at the picture and like wolves.
What is their
and,
name again?
Lamashtu.
Lamashtu.
Yeah.
We got
I
this
totally-
god Mashtu. We got this other one, this other wannabe god.
Yeah, like a poser god. I probably shouldn't say that out loud.
No.
No. What is her name?
Pharasma?
Pharasma?
That's the.
I can remember faces all day, but
Okay, all right.
names.
We got the other poser god, the one that's calling Neferani the thief and
Oh, that's
Abasi
right.
the liar.
That's right. Like the one that like basically
Vice
was
versa.
like, "Thanks for the assist, everyone. I'm gonna go kill all y'all." Burb, and we're like, "Shit, did we do that?" Like that's my summation of the. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're not like super wrong about that, right? That's Akentepi.
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 Akentepi. That's who I was trying to remember.
Yeah.
It was Akentepi.
Yeah.
She
What do you
seems,
remember about Ak?
She liked me.
She does.
Basically, yeah.
She was a meaty girl.
She
She's
was-
thick.
She was a meaty girl.
I like big gods, itty bitty gods, Mississippi gods, inner city gods.
Oh, that's so funny.
Can we get a remix of that, like, real quick?
On my Patreon, on Bob's Patreon.
terrifying? But yeah, no, she was built like an Amazonian. She was what history believed that Akentepi was basically a legendary warlord, a war general for the pharaoh, and well, history was wrong in some regards because it ended up being that Akentepi was a woman and nobody remembered. Why did nobody remember this? What happened?
She was like almost erased from history that it was a woman in the first place. They said, "Woman on my block? No."
Something like that. Except it was a little more controversial, and a group led an event that happened.
Oh, yeah, that's what the documents were for. That were leading us to the event, but we couldn't read them through because they got burnt in acid.
Well, remember where you found her. Where did you find Akentepi?
In another room, like not the main room.
Oh, right. She was basically in her like it was like clawed, like she tried to like she was buried alive, right?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, that's right.
You located her courtesy of the lottery from entering into the necropolis. The necropolis was put there because of what event in history? What historical
the
thing?
plague.
Yeah, the plague of
Huge
madness.
plague.
Yeah, it wiped out like 80% of the population of the Osirian desert in an area.
Yeah, a long time before anyone could go into the necropolis, like 1,000 years.
Yeah, it was something like 1,400
13.
years. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, when you discovered her, when you found the tomb of Akentepi, that's when you found that she was what exactly? What was she was buried? Question
She was
mark?
buried alive like the entire time. What we found was when we opened the tomb, courtesy of Abasi cutting open our boy Ryu's chest before he was Ronan.
Yeah.
Basically, we found out that she was buried alive. There was claw marks on the inside, followed
Yes.
by a mask of some sorts that they probably put on her face
Yeah.
to more than likely suffocate her because she was alive.
Yeah, a lot happened really fast in that span of time. What? I kind of like. I want to pull it back just a little bit, just before Akentepe really kind of found herself re-invited back to the living world. What happened before she burst out of her tomb, her cage?
What are you talking about? How, like, are you referring to how she was awakened?
Yeah.
Like what woke her up? Basically, I tried to do some ninja shit, and then I got cut. Or no, was it the ninja cut that?
Yeah, it was the
The
ninja
blood
thing
from the
into
ninja cut.
Yeah, into Abasi. So there was a snake thing. So basically, the series of events where I was being eaten alive as Donkor by invisible scarabs. After that, we found the room. Neferani says, "Don't enter the room, no matter what you do." I think it was Abasi who was just like, "Okay, well, let me read inside because I'm the only one who could read it." Neferani goes, "Okay, sure." He goes inside, activates this snake thing that was like metal or stone, and while trying to fight it of some sort, Zanjafar thinks it's a great idea to cartwheel over the sarcophagus into Abasi's blade while in an attempt to stand on top of it and ninja slice that shit downward.
Yeah.
And instead it was like, "I'm tanking this instead. I'm the tank now." And almost dies.
That was Jared's fault. I don't give a fuck. That was some dope. I rolled so good for this Naruto shit and landed on it. And then he was like, "Oh, by the way."
Yeah.
To be fair, he ain't here. Sure.
Yeah, it was his fault. He's not here to defend himself. I don't give a shit.
Your health bar got Babe Ruthed, pretty much. It was out of the park, my guy. And
then they stitched my
you.
beard into my chest.
Oh, that's right. Well, the mask did it. Like,
Was it?
So
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Was it
mask-
the mask? Oh, that's right. The mask.
Yep.
yeah.
And then you walked around
it-
having the oil, the grease in the oil, like stuck in what remained of Zanjafar's beard. You remember that? I remember that.
I smelled I smelled great.
It
It was
The
awesome.
Sphinx loved you so much, so you got the titty ride.
It's
Oh,
true.
dude, I rubbed the beard oil in the titties. Like, it's
The
exfoliating.
The
Nard, yeah,
is
that's what it
very
was.
It was
sweet.
Nard. Yeah.
Nard.
I
the
rubbed my
brings
nard
the
all
Sphinx
over her
to the yard.
titties.
All right, but that's
Good
that's
God.
not all that happens. Immediately after, we're trying to deactivate this thing because Zanjafar is bleeding out. So we find these two urns, right? The two urns, there was one, there was two. I hit two, the room blows up. Oh shit, we're almost all dead.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
And
fun.
then boom goes Akentepe.
Boom goes the Akentepe. That's right. And she came out. She didn't exactly vogue out of her sarcophagus, but she came out.
She like dust, like she like swirled out, like
Yeah, she
Like,
came
what
out the
the
skeleton
Vindaloo,
first, and then
whatever
she's
his
like,
name
"My
was.
skin." Then her
Vindaloo.
skin came on because of the dust, and then she goes,
Yep.
"My sword and shield, bitch."
I want to say she
Exactly
dabbed
how it
like
happened.
through the ceiling
Right.
as she took her shit out.
Yeah. What's the dude's name that played the mummy?
Oh fuck!
It wasn't
See, this is what I'm talking. I can picture his face
right
down
and
to
it
the
was like
pore.
something Vindu or something.
Imhotep.
Because that's Imhotep. That's the only thing I can think of, like when I think of
Dabbing.
how she came out. Yes, if I think of the mummy when he was coming after Brendan Fraser like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I got you.
That's how I envision her coming out of that. Was that like swirling? I'm just riffing because it's really bothering me. Arnold Vosloo.
Yes, boss. That's
Yep.
right.
Thank you. So yes, she came out, and we did noodle through how we would take apart the really big golden
Chariot.
The chariot. Yeah.
and that didn't pan out. I'm still a little upset about that. But the
Yeah.
Anaxunanum. Yeah.
Anaxinamoon.
Yeah. Anaxunamoon.
Noxunano.
Am I quiet?
You're a little
No.
quiet. I think it's just because your
Oh.
your mic was over your shoulder.
I was gonna say, is this better? If this is better, let me know.
Yeah, that's clear. Yeah, I think so.
It's not as clear as the other mics, but it's definitely clearer.
Oh, well, it should be. I mean, this is a good mic.
That is a
Anyone
good
want to
mic.
sponsor me? Oh. I'll change mics. I'm not loyal.
Let's see if you guys can remember some names here. People that you had met. Do you recall the name Shamir?
No.
I don't.
Was that the guy that was friends with Donkor? That was
no.
like the merchant dude?
No.
Was he the guy that owned the bathhouse?
No.
Nope.
That was forgot his name actually.
Shamir. It wasn't the rat guy, wasn't Shamir.
Shamir
No.
Ravi. That's Shamir. That's the rat guy.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
well, it was right. Okay. Third
Yeah.
time's the charm.
That's
Rat
right.
guy. I'm looking through our NPC list.
He was what's his face played
Ronald.
the rat guy? Ronald.
Yep. Xander
Almost said
Darks.
Randall. Yep.
Yes, Randall. Ronald. He came as Shamir Ravi. We had let's see if I can remember because I don't have open the notes. I'm trying to remember all of their names. Do you remember Beagle Fuzz Poodle Frimp?
Oh,
that was the one.
That was the dude who argued like that Donkor knew, right?
No, that was the dude that
That was
Palaka
like-
knew.
He was like a
Palaka's
little
contact.
alchemist dude.
Yeah.
Wait, is that Beagle Frimp Poodle Fuzz? He's
Is
an
that it? I
alchemist
had it backwards,
that
didn't I?
Yes, Beagle Frimp Poodle Fuzz is an alchemist that experiments with hallucinogenics.
Yes, that's correct. That is correct.
Thanks, Ryu.
I had a run in with him the other night when I took an edible. I don't want to talk about it. I was petting the carpet watching what was that movie? Wild Wild West with Will Smith.
Oh,
And the
Great
carpet
flick.
means
Fl-
that's
great
the
flick.
name for
I pet the carpet for like 3 hours straight. It was
wow,
was
I'm
interesting.
actually really
Anyway.
impressed with your NPC notes. You guys have been fairly
yeah
on
we
it.
I
Yeah,
have,
on
I have
point.
to go back to the Wikipedia that I made so that I can put all this stuff in there so that it's all linked and clickable. And
wait. We have a Wikipedia.
I started one. I don't think I ever shared it. but
My
I need to do
heart.
it. Right?
I think my dick actually twitched that time.
See?
Oh God,
He
no!
missed
Joke
that.
the furry wall. That's
Oh.
me, this joke.
That's amazing. I like that.
Let's see. There is. Let's see if I've got some notes here. Sair Abal Fatang.
I want to.
Owner of the Jade Oasis.
Correct. That was
Yeah,
the owner of the
I was gonna
Jade
say.
Oasis.
Which I don't remember what the Jade Oasis is though.
Jade Oasis was where Abasi and Palaka had
Yeah.
initially disappeared after
It's the
just-
bathhouse.
yeah, they wanted to go to the bathhouse, they wanted to get clean. Abasi was just being done, with a whole ointment on his body.
Hmm.
Okay.
They have my sword. Or no? Yeah.
You
Did they
left
have
Oh, that's
the
right, I
group
did.
probably has your sword because they took your equipment when you escaped through the sewer systems.
Mm-hmm. Like a ninja
And-
turtle.
And B, when they probably took Abasi and Palaka, they probably took your equipment too.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's see. You've got Lamashtu. Andre is second in command. You didn't get the full name though. It's Andradora Soler. Andradora Soler, excuse me.
The spoopy girl,
That's Minerva.
right? Oh, Minerva. Okay.
Yeah. You actually put that Minerva is the genie ghost lady, the late wife of Sair. He's in complete control over it. That was actually almost a big fight. I remember you guys were making a big deal about that.
Yeah, that was the one where I was like, relax. I handled this. Neferani's like, no, motherfucker.
I was
No.
pissed. He was mean.
He was mean.
I
Yeah.
don't like mean people.
He's
I
a
can't-
shrewd
He was-
dick.
He was mean to her though too. It wasn't just us. Like
well, that
he
was
was.
the thing. It was like, I mean, sometimes we deserve it, but this woman's a ghost. She can't fight back.
Yeah, and she was really sweet too.
Yeah.
I mean, she could fight you guys back, but she can't fight him. She's completely powerless to it.
Yeah.
Who is Valeriana? Or Valeriana?
That is either.
Leads the scorched hand.
Yes.
I was gonna say, it's
She
either
does lead the scorched
Hand or
hand.
the
Can you remember all of the names of the teams that were surviving? They survived the first round.
The Crypt Finders and the Dog Soldiers.
Mm-hmm. There's two.
Mm,
I've got these deets.
I don't think I have.
This is all. This is not like recall. This is our
Your notes?
No, this is notes from everybody's group notes in the NPC channel on Discord.
Gotcha. Okay. So you did have the Crypt Finders. You did have the Dog Soldiers. There was also the Scorched Hand, the Sand Scorpions, and the one that you guys seemed to have the most interest in, it was the largest party, was the Daughters of the Desert.
Ah, yeah.
Was that the one that had like the witches?
They had the witches, yeah, the twin witch sisters.
Yeah.
They also had like the big snoo barbarian winch it scared people. I'm not really entirely sure, but she was just a big, broad-shouldered lady of the desert.
I think Ronan was turned on a bit.
It's fucking small little.
Which of these
goblin.
groups did you form some sort of like semi-alliance with? You were working with some of them to some degree.
It was either Mad Marn's group. I know we were working with them, but then we were also working with another one.
We got that weird dagger sword thing that makes Donkor handsome from them, didn't we?
Yes.
Yes.
Donkor is always handsome.
Okay, it made him even more handsome.
Yeah, it seemed to blur the
Sorry.
lines a little bit. Anything extra is not quite as rigid, or the edges or lines are a bit fuzzier. He's kind of dreamy. He's kind of dreamy. Yeah, the Crypt Finders. Crypt Finders was the other group that you guys had spoke with. Their leader, Falto, was the one that was like really kind of razzing Jared's character. Do you remember that?
The old dude, right?
I don't think he's explicitly old. He is. It actually it is. He is a little bit older. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we thought that he might be what's her face's father.
No.
Right.
No, that's
Or is that a different guy?
That's a different
Yeah.
character.
Different guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a different character.
All right, I'm just mixing them up.
That's
It's been
fine.
a while.
There are a lot of characters. So
Yeah.
let's see here. Let's talk about what happened the very last time we played, the last session. I know it's been a while.
I
Did
threw an
we
axe.
Get kidnapped in the desert.
Yeah, so basically what wound up happening in the last session that I remember was Abasi and Palaka were, I guess, kidnapped in some way, or at least we thought they were. We could see Abasi in the car, at least we think that's Abasi. Ronan and I were fighting either one of the guards in an attempt to stop the cart from moving. We shot arrows through the axe. Neferani played a song.
I fought 2 half-orcs, and I
You did.
didn't die.
Nearly died. Died.
Didn't die.
Chat saved your ass so
But I
hard.
didn't die.
It's true.
But we
You did get
managed to stop
maimed.
the cart.
You
Yeah.
did get maimed pretty
I remember
hard.
that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We know that they were headed towards like were they already on they were headed towards like an airship kind of thing, like a thing that floated on the
A
sands.
skiff. Yeah, they were going to basically a hover skiff that was
Like
to
Like a Jabba the Hutt, like a big
sort of.
one? Or
Yeah,
like,
sort of. It
like-
was
like
sizable.
a party skiff, or
Meant-
the Luke and Han jumping into the Sarlacc pit skiff.
Somewhere between. It wasn't quite as large as the party skiff, but it was a little bit better. It was the equivalent of like a low rated skiff, but it moved far faster than you guys could in the desert. And one of them were able to make it away, but not without you guys stopping the cart. I recall specifically you guys were trying to take out. There was one person leading the cart. There was one person driving the cart, and you took out the person driving the cart. Like you shot him. There was enough arrows lobbed from far enough that you were able to catch him, and he ended up dying. I think he passed out from blood loss in the desert sand. And the session ended with us flipping back and revealing inside of the cart. But inside the cart wasn't everything that you expected. The inside of the cart actually just had Abasi, and only Abasi. Palaka wasn't there. So now that you have
Rip.
Abasi, you also happen to have Ronan, who is pretty maimed, if I recall. He's not in a great spot.
I think I have. I think I'm bleeding, but I still have like 14 HP.
Yeah. From what I can see, yeah, it looks like you were at 14, but you came back from the brink of death a few times, courtesy of some.
Mhm. I got down to single digits a few times.
Yeah. It looks like we're one new sub away from getting that third luck reroll as well. So even though it's been a while, even though it's been a minute, I want to give you guys a chance here to sort of take it right from right there. And there is our third luck reroll. I have one, you guys have 3.
Nice.
So
You get 1 for every 2, correct?
yeah, every time that you guys unlock 2, I will get 1. For every 10 subs, I can have a max of 5. So if for some reason someone's like, here's 50 subs, bub, then I've got as many luck rerolls as you guys. But let's just sort of take it from here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Gonna change the tune a little bit and set it.
Oh, where is the volume on?
Everywhere.
On.
I have. Wait.
Yep.
Why do I have this playing?
I have no idea.
Is that for you guys too?
No.
I mean, you just
Wait,
made
is
it for
that
us.
in your roll 20?
Yeah. I'm
No.
not even.
Do you have another tab open?
He has to have another
I
tab
have.
open.
I have Twitter.
It's probably
Your Twitter, my guy.
Oh, on Twitter?
Probably.
Hold on, I can check. No,
I don't hear it.
maybe it was just like the Windows music. I have no idea. That is so weird. I'm sorry. I swear I didn't take another edible. Okay, okay, we're good. Sorry.
Singing wins.
So
Yeah,
upon
see,
you-
now I have the music. I just had to restart Chrome or whatever.
Oof.
Oof.
What was that?
That was like a Roblox oof.
That's exactly what it
I
was.
know that well.
Yeah, as do I. Oh my god.
I don't. What the hell was that? Whose was that?
That's the
Okay, all right. Now I know who that's from. That's some Final Fantasy X shit right there. I know that.
What's Final Fantasy X? Forehead?
Oh, do you really want me to give you a synopsis?
No, stop.
Hey, real quick, because I can give you one.
Okay. All right, friends. Where you are in Wati, you are nowhere near the town. The desert sun beats down upon you. Ra bears no favored victims. The sun claims and has claimed many souls. You may be the next. Ronan is very injured. If I recall, there was a critical, which... That's what it was. There was a critical, which almost... I think it took out one of your legs. It didn't remove it, but it crippled you. You were briefly crippled until you find a healer, someone that can tend to your wound. Unfortunately, you don't have one of those.
Hamstring.
Yes, you've been hamstrung even.
That's
So,
a WoW reference, sorry.
you've stopped the cart. You've revealed that inside of that cart is Abasi. Abasi, a longtime friend. His skin no longer cracked and peeling, no longer acid burned. Whatever the salve was that you retrieved from Seti the crocodile seems to have worked. You have no idea why or how he is here, but you were tipped off. You were tipped off by Minerva, the leading lady, the ghost of the Jade Oasis. Who did she tip off, do you recall?
Neferani.
I think it was Nef, yes. She said to you that they left a while ago. Follow the tracks and trails out of town. And you did. You stumbled upon it. And here you are. You have 3 dead individuals in the middle of the desert, 2 of which are half-orc guards that were very well trained. Another, an unnamed man, pushing the cart. Could have been a slave. The only thing that you are sure of is that Palaka is not here. That Gidok is also not here. And whom would have ordered something like this? Because whomever ordered this will know pretty much immediately that they didn't make their way there. What allies will you have? What enemies have you now made? And the floor is yours.
Help!
You'll
I'm
be
down!
fine. Well, you seem to be pretty well maintained for me for the most part. You're just a little bit hurt. You'll be all right.
So
Just a little blood, you know.
I'm
gonna go over to his leg and just I'm no healer. Just kind of does it hurt here?
Yeah?
She proceeds to tap in various spots all around the crippled wound. What are you trying to do, Neferani? Did you want to heal, or did you want to?
I'm not. I don't think I have to heal. So I think I'm just kind of like ineffectually like not helping, but like not helping, right? Like I'm not trying to hurt him permanently, but I am trying to. I don't know. Like maybe if someone who knows what they're doing asks me later, I can say, well, it didn't hurt in all these places. So
That's fair. So, do you wish to just leave him here? Will you place him inside of the cart? What would you like to do?
Donkor, I think we're gonna have to place him inside the cart. We can't stay here. It's hot.
well. If we take the card, whoever's looking for the card itself, will more than likely already know the moment we enter back into town.
Is there any equipment in the? I mean, I can't look, but can we see any equipment in the cart along with Abasi?
Actually, you can give me a perception as they begin to lob your body into the back of the cart, Ronan.
Okay, I prepared for this. I did not prepare hard enough.
That's not bad. You don't have to make anything crazy. See, they thought that they were escaping with a body. They didn't feel like they needed to cover up much, so this is why they went out of their way to put just a small tarp over it. As you're thrown in next to your ally, your perception reveals that he's not quite asleep. He's not quite unconscious. In fact, you notice his breathing has been labored. His eyes are open. And they seem to be moving, but he's not blinking. He's not moving his lips. There is no tremor or anything, no response back from his body.
I like kind of, where am I in position to him? Am I like right next to him, or?
I would assume that you're next to him. I don't think that they would throw you upon them.
Okay. So I'm just gonna like roll over and just start shaking him. Hey, guy, get up!
You shake, and his eyes kind of follow you as his head sort of burbles back and forth like a broken bobblehead.
I kind of just stare at him for a second, and then I start looking for potions.
You begin to rifle through his things, then you realize that there's not much, but something catches your eye immediately. His armor, this beautiful armor that you saw him with earlier. In fact, you saw him enter into the establishment with this armor. He told you that it was a gift. He doesn't quite understand it all, but it was a gift. But the thing that catches your eye and focuses intensely upon, there's a seal. It looks like somebody wax stamped the front of the armor. It's a D. You recognize the D.
Can I roll to see what the D stands for?
You certainly
if
can.
I remember.
You certainly can. This is just a flat memory test, so just give me a... let's see here. What can we have you give? Ronan, it's gonna be a low DC. Give me a wisdom roll, please.
Oh, I was going to type it out. Okay. I've got a high wisdom.
It's not hard. I set the DC at 5. You could have failed, but The DC for the D was a low DC. And in this case, this stands for Deced. It was your captor, your trainer.
Oh, shit.
Why are we shitting? We're trying to figure out how we're going to get back into town.
I throw the thing out of the way, like the armor out of the way, and then I still look for potions because I'm bleeding pretty bad.
What do you mean by you throw it out of the way? Do you lob it out of the cart, or are you just sort of like quickly throwing things away until you hit what you find, or what are you doing?
I just move it, I move it abruptly out of the way, like angrily. I don't throw it out of the cart, but I move it the fuck out of the way because I don't want to deal with that shit right now. I'm kind of trying to make sure that I'm alive because I know that I'm going to get stuck pulling this cart.
Sure. Neferani, Donkor, what are you guys doing? You see Ronan sort of shake him, and then he starts looking through his things, then he pauses for a moment, and his eyes are caught. They're almost enraptured. They're stolen in this gleam before you just hear an, oh shit. And then he just starts panicking, throwing things to the side, trying to rifle through the belongings.
I will definitely go over to the cart to see, and kind of peek in, what the hell is going on.
Sure.
So I'm gonna see everything that he's throwing out of the cart.
Probably haphazardly, not entirely intentional. Ryu, throw me a D10, please. I'll say even in your favor, odd in mine.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Critical.
Yes, critical indeed. You manage to kind of lob things out of the way, and as you're rifling through his belongings, you don't see anything. Nothing that even remotely looks as if there is a potion. Most of his belongings, financially, anything that would be deemed as immediate goods that were liquidatable.
Damn. So I don't even see anything of mine at all. Just his belongings.
You recognize how this works. Deced would come in. He would pay for the product, which ended up being a person. They would take their most immediate belongings, such as their armor and their weapon, but any backpack was removed. Anything that would allow them to get away. And they were drugged. They were drugged until they made it back to the Ludus.
Stay a while and listen.
Yep. Well, unless you guys got something to top me off, I'm not going to be much help with anything.
I'm still trying to figure out how to get back into town and why you're shitting. But I do have something in my bag. Give me a moment. Donkor will sift through his bag and look to see if he has a cure light wounds, which he does, and he'll hand it off to Ronan.
I'm going to pop that shit back like it's Patron.
Okay, all right. So it's going to be a D8 plus 1. Bear in mind, remember, this just heals your hit points. This doesn't actually mend the wound. You still have a vicious gash in the rear side of your leg.
Yeah.
And sand is starting to fill that, plus whatever else.
That's not bad.
On top of that, while this isn't the ocean and you're not exactly chumming the waters, there are carrion hunters that are not afraid to pick off a weaker or dying threat so that they can feed. And we're not just talking vultures here.
Yeah. Big ass vultures.
Yeah. Big ass. That's right. Big ass vultures.
Well, I mean, I'm as much as Misty wants to bandage his wound and clean it, I don't think I
mean, you can try, but you can't do any worse than he's.
Oh no, I just don't think I would. I think it's like I think of all of her traits, it would be like, well, that's not me.
Okay. All right.
But I would, in terms of pouring liquid down people's throats, I can definitely help with that. Does he what's going? Tell us what is you seen? What's going on? What's I feel like I can just peek in there, and because I'm guessing it's kind of high walled, so you can put a lot of bodies in there.
It's meant to carry probably the people of Wati likely 6 people, but you already know right away that Abasi's a big dude. Yeah, he's quite hardy, and a lot of the people of Wati are fairly
Stay a
underfed.
while and listen.
They're not what I would say is the thick boy that Abasi quite is.
Because he's like 300 pounds or something, right? Like he's like a short.
Yeah, he's
stout.
he's like a tree stump. Hey, Tosh, thank you so much for coming in, guys. Welcome in, everybody.
What's up?
So I would just be asking the goblin, like, what? Like, please explain in as few words as possible. What is going on in there? What are you doing?
Looking for potions and stuff, because you know, like the big wound in my leg that you just put your finger in twice.
I put my finger by it. I didn't want to touch
It was in it.
wound.
You penetrated my leg. But yeah, I'm looking for potions and
Well, I have no shortage of well, I do, depending on how many you drink. But how are we going to stop the wound? And then how are we going to have this thing move? And where's my axe? You threw it. You've been well, realistically, you've been throwing everything in this entire place, huh?
well, I was just trying to stop the cart, you know, throw axe, kill cart.
Do I remember which way the yaks went? Can I roll to see if I
Sure,
remember?
go
which
ahead.
way
It was
Yeah.
really close though. Like it was like
yeah.
1 meter off of the wheel,
Give me perception.
or not even.
Oh my gosh, where's perception again?
It's right under linguistic. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, that's great. I said the DC at 10. You'll be able to find it. I mean, you're in the middle of the desert, and you know, I mean, it's a weapon that has any kind of steel or iron craft. It's gonna have some sort of glimmer. It's gonna have a shine back. You'll be able to find it.
Well, so as soon as Donkor mentions the axe, I'm gonna run over and go get it and like hoist it up, and because it sounds better than dressing that gaping wound.
Yeah.
What if I wanted to try to like self bandage? Would that wouldn't be heal, would it? That
yeah,
would
that's
be
heal. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's the heal.
Oh, would it? Okay. So if I'm gonna try to rip up some of the shit in the cart, because like I don't like to be injured, because I know that things prey on things anywhere and everywhere. Like I'm used to that type of shit,
Sure.
and I'm used to taking care of myself, because I mean when you're stuck in a gladiator type situation,
Yeah.
like you got to take care of yourself or you're fucked.
Okay. Yeah. That's fine. Then let's see what you got. You managed to find some of the loose clothing that was left for Abasi from his undressing.
These rolls. I'm re-rolling that.
Okay. All right. You've got 3 luck rerolls.
Go. That's better.
It's better. It's not super great, but it does change it from a 9. You did hit the 10 DC modifier, so you're gonna get a little bit of work out of it. You can stop yourself from bleeding, essentially.
Bleeding. That's what I really wanted to.
But you're
to
not
stop bleeding.
really going to stop any additional fester. You need to clean the wound. I mean, you got a lot of sand. You have a lot of sand in this. I forget my terminology here. You have sand in your gash.
Don't ever go full Anakin. Don't.
But I had the high ground, Misty.
Do it.
I hate sand. Of course. Gets everywhere.
Oh man, thank you so much, man. Nocti giving you guys the 4th luck reroll right there. So that's 2 for me, 4 for you guys.
It's feeding our addictions,
Yeah, well,
like potion addiction. This is reroll addiction.
keeping you guys alive.
great.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's a
I
great
love
way
it.
to go. All right, so
So as he bandages his wound, I'm gonna. How big is this axe? Like I'm pretty strong, so I'm not
it's
sure.
a medium-sized axe, so it's designed for someone your size to wield.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick it up and run it over to Donkor and like happily like, look what I did.
Okay. She
I got
returns with
your
your
axe
axe.
back for you.
Well, I appreciate you bringing me my axe. Thank you. Well, first, I guess the things we have to do now is put everything back in the cart that Ronan kind of threw out.
Oh, he can't.
Are we going to take everything? Because he's a big boy.
Well, it was in there before you threw it out, son.
We should see like if we can pull it first, because if we can, we could need some of those things. I don't know. It's hot
Well,
out here.
actually-
There's a right.
I mean, can you guys pull the cart?
We can damn sure try between the two of us.
Yeah, we should. You want to try? Let's try. Come on. gonna go over and grab like one of them and start like futilely like yanking it. Well, maybe not totally futilely, but like maybe it goes in a circle. I don't know. I'm gonna start trying to pull it by myself.
You guys did get some damage in on the wheels, so it's not as easy as it was to pull this far, especially since they had 2 half-orcs additionally helping. So, it is going to be a little difficult to pull, especially with the damage. Abasi is not making this easy. There isn't a whole lot he can do to help you at this moment. You still haven't even really investigated how bad off you might actually be.
Yeah, that's on brand for me.
Well, while we figure this out, I guess start redressing him. It's with your wound and him probably half naked, or well, he is half naked. It's disgusting. We should probably get on that so that way nothing eats him alive.
Why don't you do the wound? And I'll
Yeah.
check out the cart. I'll see like how if it's the wheels are still round and make sure that they roll. And is that okay?
Mhm. I guess there's no choice. It's not the first time I've seen this man undressed.
Just throw a little cloth over his business. He's my pocket friend.
Wait, are you talking about me or the dwarf?
I would never say you were little. Remember?
Yeah.
The pocket.
That's why I was making a friend. Or
Donkor, Neferani, give me a perception, please.
The number of the day is 12.
Yeah, dude. Or 25.
Not for me.
That's right.
So
That's right.
shit continues, I see.
Perfect. So, Donkor, you allow them to continue the banter. They're peering over the wheels, or you're trying to figure out exactly how you're going to be covering him up. You notice that most of his undergarments, his clothes, were torn, so that Ronan can sort of bandage himself up. He's had to tie off multiple times to his leg to prevent the bleeding. You're not sure how long this is going to last for him, but you do notice something, and it's subtle. It's subtle, but your eye is trained for these kind of things. He's thrown some random things out of the cart, right? You have a scrap here. Perhaps there's some wood off to the side. You notice that his weapon is off into the sand, probably just like next to the cart. But what catches your eye specifically is the armor. This breastplate armor that you've not seen before. What's bizarre about it is that it seems to be sinking into the sand, but there is no telltale signs of quicksand. It's almost as if something is pulling it, suffusing it through the sand, drawing it deeper into the core.
More than likely, Donkor's not going to take notice of the fact that it's sinking. He's probably just going to think it's sinking due to the weight, so he's going to try to pick it up.
Sure. Give me a strength check. It is breastplate. It's heavy. Maybe it's just the angle of it, but you can't. It could also just be your weak hand. You try to pick it up, and it seems to turn in the sand, but it doesn't quite lift.
Reroll it. You got 4.
You don't have to reroll. You can just roll again. You realize that it just wasn't a strong stance.
We're not in combat. I forgot.
Let's try that again then.
You turn.
Oh, wow.
And you pivot. And as you place both hands on the nape of the armor itself and you kind of pull up, there is a moment where you feel like there is something actually pulling it back. And you notice that the sand is actually stretching up in sort of like a web. It's grabbing at the rear side of the armor and it's trying to pull it back down. But you snap the embrace away and the sand falls. As if whatever structure it was forming, whatever was tethering it, is no more.
So, just so you're aware, we may not... There's something in the sand, and that's not good. So, as Donkor is walking back to the car with the armor piece, he's gonna take a quick look at the armor, real quick, and see if there's anything that
Do you bring anywhere close to Ronan, like within proximity of me to look at it, or are you kind of away from me?
I'll be bringing it back to you, more than likely to fit it back onto Abasi.
So like I quickly like kind of move the fuck out of the way, away from the armor.
As quickly as you would expect.
Right, for an injured person.
He's injured. Despite his injury, he's quite nimble. Remember, he's a goblin. But he moves with hastened quickness. It's surprising.
Is there something wrong with his armor?
Yeah, there's just a giant D on the front of it that, yeah, we might be in some trouble, maybe because of who owns the armor, maybe.
So, all right, I'm gonna pop up from the wheel, and can I cast Sift, which examines an area really deep, like really detailed, like looking at this. So hold on, what's the range?
Go ahead and cue it for me. Ping it into the chat so I can read it.
Oh, that's
should just be able to click the spell itself, and it will pop right in here. Okay, you examine an area at range as if you were searching for the fine details with perception skill. Make a perception check -5. No penalty is applied for distance. Apply the result against the DC for any hidden features, such as a secret door, a trap, or hidden treasure. You must be able to see area that you are attempting to search. And you only find details that can be perceived with sight or touch. Sift detects only objects and features, not actual creatures. So what are you trying to sift? What are you trying to find?
So I'm trying to find, like, Donkor mentioned the sand being weird.
Sure.
And there's the armor, and I like over where they are, like I want to just, like, it sounds weird, right? And so I don't quite trust what's going on.
Give me a perception check.
Sure.
We're going to go ahead and subtract 5 from whatever you roll.
Rolls of 5.
Did you want to roll again?
Because
you actually only rolled an 8.
Do it.
You got 4
Feed the
rerolls.
addiction. Oh,
even better.
It's
right. That's how this works, right? Like I just improved.
See, now that people are saying you're suffering, they're more prone to giving you the 5th luck reroll.
Right. Exactly. Ooh.
yeah.
Totally suffering here, but
Milk it.
totally suffering.
It's already been an hour, and there's not any Twitch subs.
Oh my god! Yeah, I can't.
It's a joke.
$5.
It's a joke. Calm down, everybody.
It's been an hour and we have no luck rerolls.
I can't.
We've gotten 4 luck rerolls.
I'm
Thank
not
you.
a part of this.
Thank you guys
Yeah.
so much.
Yet.
Oh man.
Sift it harder.
You feel as if you're getting some details, right? Like something doesn't seem right. It seems to be registering, and you're picking up something, but it doesn't really seem like it's a door.
Can I like walk over then and just use perception? Like, since will that be less of a penalty?
If you want to move, then yeah, by all means. Casting time is 1 standard action.
I'll move away from it, and then.
Did you want to try again? Did you want to try like your sift again?
It's if I'm losing 5 on my perception, I don't know.
Oh dear God!
My tears worked.
It was a joke. Oh my God!
My tears were not a joke.
Yeah, those were. See, this is where
Those
we
were
get.
genuine, not subbing to.
Oh my God!
There's still a not subbing. No.
There's still a non-sub. Like, well.
I can't even finish this.
50 subs and Nermal gets nothing.
Oh man!
It was. Don't.
Why you have to be mad?
Thank you for the 50 subs, brother. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you so
Everyone
much.
Love you,
said,
Nox.
Yeah, you just put 5 subs to them, and or 5 luck rerolls to them, and 5 for me.
Yeah, now he gets rerolls. So you
I
should
do.
stop.
Yes.
It's time to stop.
Oh, best joke is Bub has just as many rerolls to counter. Yeah, it feels good.
Listen.
Perfect.
Nox
Perfect.
is the best. Furios.
Subbing up nerves. Thank you guys so
Oh
much.
shit!
Thank you, Noct. I appreciate that. So, you move again, and did you make the decision to sift once more, or are you just sort of leaning?
So I think I misunderstood like the benefit of sift. Like I feel like sift is like if I'm like far away. It's better.
What is the range on it? 30 feet? Yeah, if you're really far away from it.
Yeah,
so.
like I feel like Sift is good for like if I need to look at something that's far away and I can't get to it. Or like maybe I'm misunderstanding how to, because I'm wondering.
Sift is sort of
like,
obscure. Is this a zero
Can you
level?
search? Can you
Look at
search?
Hype Train.
Oh, nice.
Never seen
Oh,
it.
hype train, nice. Well, I
Never
can't
seen
see
from
it,
this
but
side.
So the way that Sift works, is that a 0 level spell or is that a 1st level spell?
It is a. That's 0.
Okay, all right. So it doesn't cost you anything, right? It costs you nothing. You can cast it infinitely, especially
Okay.
like if you're going to continue moving.
Like,
The area-
disappearing.
The area is for a 10-foot cube, so it sort of helps you discover things that are hidden. You're more apt to discovering things that are sort of disguised or hidden at an area of 10 feet. So it's like
someone's pockets.
you cast Sift and you step over an area and you're like, hold on, wait a minute.
Nice.
There is definitely something below. Like I can tell. Sift is giving me the details here that I wouldn't normally have.
Okay, so then I'll do it again.
Okay, so you cast Sift again, and give me a newfound perception.
Oh. I guess I don't have to hit that again. It's like I've never played before.
Oh, that's you are that. Oof. You know what? I'm gonna
Just
step
speed.
away real fast, and I'm gonna let you get out a bunch of your D20 rolls because it is just not. It's not digging you right this second. So I'll be right back.
Speed roll it. There it is.
Got it first try.
You're always the
Stay a
caboose.
while
Don't
and
worry. You
listen.
got it.
You know what? This is the dice to Neferani right now.
I need to get my. Okay, I need you
Look,
to get
you
my
see why?
sounds into the system. Like, I need to reroute how all my shit works because none of my sounds go through my mixer or.
I gotta go XLR thanks to Fear, so.
Oh, nice. That's Fear's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I have a Yamaha, an MG10 UX.
That's what I
which-
used to have.
Yeah, it should be fine. But I mean, how do you like the Go XLR versus this? Like, do you feel
I
like
actually think this is a lot easier for me
Okay.
and what I do.
yeah, you feel like you like now you finally like have a handle on what the fuck a mixer does? 'Cause
I mean,
still don't
I feel
know.
like I had more control over the other one, but for what I do, this one's easier.
It's a lot more simplified. It's
I like
condensed.
Gives me
'Cause I'm
everything
like-
that I need, but
I
and
can do,
again,
like-
more condensed fashion.
All right.
This is pretty much all I can do. Look, I got a 19.
Perfect. Perfect. You got a 19. So
Perfect.
with Sift, that drops you down to a 14. I set the DC at 14, so it's an even or odd in your favor. You're going to get some more details than you had,
Okay.
but you're not going to get everything unless you determine whether or not this is even or odd in your favor.
Even.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yes, I
Okay.
always pick even.
19.
Fuck.
Always,
Well, you
always
know,
go odd.
Okay.
you always go odd. I always go even.
So, you move. You're trying to discern why this sand was forming this structure. And as you continue to move, you're still channeling Sift every 10 to 15 feet or so, trying to figure it out. But you realize that you're scaling, right? Like you are ascending this hill, trying to understand. You're probably 20 feet away from your allies. This hill, this spot in the sand was disguising. It was disguising or hiding the skiff. So they were sort of tucked behind it. But as you continue to rise, you do pick up something. You step somewhere, and the sand sort of begins falling much faster beneath your feet. More so than that, you feel your foot sort of step through. You're already very nimble-footed as well. So you don't have like a big like clodhopper that you're just like pressing down and skating across the sand surface. Every time you step down, your feet sink just a small amount. But you realize that your foot actually steps down and it sinks.
Nice.
And as it sinks, it hits something solid.
Ooh.
I think I have found something. I'm gonna bend down and kind of like paw at the sand and like try to find like where the edges are.
Okay.
Would you say that you're sifting
if
through the
there's-
sands?
No, I'm pawing at it because I'm cat.
Perfect.
You can sift with cat hands. toe beans.
As you continue to move and sift through the sand and push from side to side, you see that there is something down here. A structure. You're not sure how far it goes. But this isn't natural, because natural sandstone isn't carved. It doesn't have a ridge or an edge. This is ridged. There is an edge to it.
For her pleasure.
Something that's been done by human hands.
So Donkor, real quick, is gonna go and still try to figure out what the D is on this this armor.
So you clearly know what this symbol is.
Yep.
And we're in trouble. Well,
Yep.
And who is it?
Oh, you know that dickhead guy I was talking about?
Oh, yeah. The one who used to, I guess, be a owner of some sort.
Yeah, something like that. He, that's his symbol without a doubt. Like, I know it pretty well. So that means that he bought our friend here, and he was about to go to the pits like I did when you found me in the box. So we saved him, but that means he's going to be looking for me and your dwarf friend.
Well, luckily enough, it's a wax seal, so we should be able to take this seal off.
I don't think you can take that one off. I'm pretty sure that has some type of magic or some shit on it.
You never know. We could always try later. But in the meantime, we're going to have to put this back on Abasi.
Do I really not have detect magic? Gosh dang it, Burb.
Wait, none of us are magic users. Well, like
Neferani.
like mage though.
No,
Like-
but I could learn it. I never did because we had the Burb.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that'll
Damn.
be one of the next things I learn. For
And then
sure.
Abasi did Abasi has detect magic as a paladin? Or an arc
had
paladin,
detected-
whatever,
It was
emo.
like detect alignment.
Oh, okay.
His function was more so to determine whether or not things were evil.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna help Donkor get Abasi dressed. As much as I can without, reopening my wound.
Okay.
Well, for the most part, I just need you to hold him up. I don't need you to do anything else. I can practically work. His arms are, they're kind of floppy right now.
Yeah, no, I'm a pretty strong guy. I got this. So I push Abasi up so that we can kind of dress him accordingly, like a drunk, like when he's drunk normally.
Sure. Yeah.
You
You realize that
Abasi, when you'll be able to speak again, you'll be fully clothed.
occasionally you hear this puttering of breath. He's trying to breathe, but his body is fighting back against it. Whatever seems to be inside of his system or whatever is upon him is functionally, it's nerfing the shit out of him. He is paralyzed as far as you can see.
Well, don't worry, your pretty little face. I'm sure that once you're able to speak again, and you really don't have to speak ever again, you'll be just fine, and you'll be taking hits like you did before, with perfect skin this time.
Zero response. He's all closed up here, friend. No, he's got nothing.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to talk back. He's kind of got his eyes rolling in the back
And
of his head.
that is the point of all of this.
Oh, because he can shut up. Okay, I understand.
Thank you.
Yes, I understand you.
Ronan, as you kind of hold up the back of Abasi, you see that probably about 15, 20 feet away, Neferani is up on top of a hill, and it sort of looks like she is kicking sand out. Like she's sort of digging of sorts.
Is she like going potty or something? Isn't that what cats do?
I don't think they do. Well,
Should I look away?
Look away. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. Donkor's gonna yell out real quick and be like,
what is it that you're doing? Is there something you might need help with?
I found something. It shouldn't be here, but it's here. And I
Is
just,
there food?
maybe.
I get out of the cart immediately.
Okay, you throw yourself out of the cart and you stick the landing, and then I need a reflex save.
Okay.
See if you
I
can
knew that was
pull-
coming.
What's her name? Who broke her leg when she landed? Like
Oh,
Carrie. Oh,
reflex. There it is.
Sure, Ronan. We'll say that you managed to bound out. You feel your leg give, so you use the momentum of your fall and actually throw your shoulder downward into a tumble. And you sort of go into this weird, almost bizarre bear-like stance on the front pad of your foot and on your hands, and you sort of start moving.
I run on all fours.
On fours up to where she's at.
Up a hill. Full sprint. Well, not full sprint, but
As
She
much as
mentioned
your
food.
leg, your hampered leg will allow you.
yeah. Like a gimp bear cub.
Dog.
Dog.
Chihuahua.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
That's a throwback.
You arrive upon the spot. You see that
You don't know
she's-
like Yo Quiero Taco Bell is you too young for this chat.
Probably. That's probably accurate.
That is on point.
He thinks he needs a bigger box. Yeah. He's referring to Godzilla. Yeah. Long time ago. But you arrive there, and she seems to have struck something. It looks like a sandstone almost block. Not quite all the way dusted out, but every time that you kind of pat or paw away at the sand continues to roll down.
Oh, I'm not making any progress. Is
Not a
that-
lot. You've managed to clear out, right? Like you've made a bit of a divot, but every time that you chunk away some of the sand, more sand just starts to pour down.
You want somebody to dig like a dog?
Sure.
And there's cheese under here.
Maybe.
I dig fervorously. Fervorously?
Seriously?
Yeah.
With great
Well-
fervor.
Yes.
Okay, all right, sure.
Would that be? That wouldn't be a strength check, would it?
Well, you don't have a burrowing speed. So I'm just going to assume that you just start clawing at the sand. You just begin.
I've got big hands.
Oh yeah, you've got big.
Remember that chat. I have big hands.
Yeah, he's got big hands. He's a little guy with big hands.
But yeah, I dig and try to help her as much as possible.
You dig, and as you continue to do so, the same thing happens. The sand just continues to pour down. You manage to unearth a little bit more of the structure. You're not really sure how much there is beneath here, but anything that was made by human hands, it could go down quite a ways. It's old. It's very old. Amidst a myriad of other structures that were forgotten and swallowed to the sands. It is believed that the desert is the second largest graveyard, only to the ocean.
Seems legit. So, since I'm not making headway, I just kind of like stand up and just stare at her with a blank stare of like, what next?
Neferani, you notice that he's looking up with this austere, almost want, mild confusion. You notice that his eyes are a little. They're not as receptive to the sunlight, and the wrapping on his leg seems to be fairly well bled through.
You probably need to go back and I'll if there's food here, I'll get it for you. Oh, whew. A little squeamish. I don't like it. Ugh.
Donkor, can I get a perception, please? You've moved
Not
out.
really.
You guys have moved out to the desert far enough. Far enough that it's away from any form or function of a beaten path. Not as if there was a road lane anyway, but there are preferred methods and times for traveling, and there is a reason for that. And as you wait trying to tie off the armor or the leggings or what have you of Abasi, and you look on to seeing what they're doing, you feel almost as if your eyes deceive you briefly. You're not really sure of what it is that you're seeing. Is it hallucination? Maybe it's an oasis of sorts, but it doesn't seem right. The sand, not far away, not miles off, but just a few 100 yards out, seems to begin shifting, like a wave. Not as if wind is carrying this, but if something is moving underneath. Now, Donkor, you know that it's dangerous to leave cities. It's even more dangerous to stray away from the riverside. While you have the threats of crocodiles, you have the threats of being at the Sphinx's wayside and meeting the actual Sphinx. Something is moving beneath the sand, and any creature out here is not going to be an herbivore.
I'm going to suggest we start moving right now if you... Well, that we can even hear me in the first place.
Perception, Neferani, Ronan. Well done. Very good,
Wow.
both of you. You hear him with a stern, almost stoic sound to his voice. Donkor suggests that you begin moving right now.
Sounds good, boss.
Yeah, I trust that tone of voice, so I'm just gonna start moving.
Every other time I use that tone of voice, she yells at me.
Well, you know, we're in the middle of the desert, and I feel like it's a little bit more less safe. Maybe.
Maybe we could use tame animal and have it pull the cart, Kappa.
What are you going
Wait.
to tame? Yourself?
Yeah.
Same Ronan.
Oh.
You can't tame this.
I'm gonna roll that nat 20 so hard.
That's good. That's good. That's good stuff. So, what do? Do you run back? Do you do everything in your power to get the cart moving? Because from your best guess, since Neferani and Donkor sort of did some mild inspection, the left wheel is pretty broken. So unless you have a way to rapidly mend, and you can find the broken piece, which shouldn't be all that difficult, you might just have to hoof it.
What? Who's going to carry the... I'm the only one that can carry the dwarf. Right?
Can you? Can you even with your leg like this?
I don't... That's what I'm saying. Like, if I was not in a shitty spot.
Well, Ronan, how bad's your leg? Like, how truly bad is it?
It's pretty bad. Like, I mean, I can carry me.
And even after you've wrapped it up and all?
I mean, they put an axe in my leg.
Oh, how do you feel about burning the wound?
I don't like burning, but I guess we have to.
Well, do you think you could walk more with it like that? Or do you think you could walk better and carry a bossy when it's, well...
Well, if you can help me, because she doesn't like touching my leg. If you can help me get it like sealed without killing me, it'd probably be better. Yep, I agree.
I'll give you a potion and I'll use, I don't know, my tinderbox to try to heat up the edge of my axe. That might work. I've tried
Yeah,
it.
sure,
I've
let's-
really tried it before, but I ain't...
Give it the old scout's try.
I don't like to be injured. I don't like burning. At least he's consistent. Oh, man.
We'll say that at least I'm not afraid of fire. I'm afraid of other things, but not fire.
So what Donkor does is he's at this point he probably has a little bit of the bedroll that he's been carrying with.
Yeah, okay.
A little bit left. So he'll take it and he'll drop oil on it and light it on fire with the tinderbox.
Sure. Okay. Give me a 15% range that you do not want.
There goes my leg.
Donkor.
15% range that I do not want.
Correct.
30 up.
All right, so 30 to 44. Very good.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Seems good. So describe this to me. Sell it to me as if I am watching firsthand and you want me to believe that you're about to save his leg by somehow burning your sword or your axe and pressing it to his salty, crusted wound.
So
can we clean it first before
No.
we?
You can, I mean,
We have water, don't we? Somebody
you?
does.
I do, but no. We're in the desert.
Okay.
Just a little bit of water, just to fucking pat the sand off.
he's like, you know what? I'll pee on it. That's what we'll do.
You can pee on it, dude. I'm a goblin. I don't give a shit. Pee on it and get the sand out,
Just
please.
spit on it. Oh my god.
Donkor
Can
not even paying any mind. What he's doing is he's throwing the bedroll down onto the sand, hoping that it doesn't begin to sift downward. He drops some of the oil onto it just to be able to ignite it a little bit easier. Taking his axe, he takes the metal part
Okay.
and tries to dip it into the fire, trying to let it heat up first.
Sure. You notice immediately that it starts taking a bit of a carbon burn, which is good because it just means it's reaching a form of mild sterilization.
So Donkor will wait a little
as
bit
I
just to
As
see.
I see him heating the blade, I'm gonna 100% in character.
So, like, you're gonna get some of the sand out, right?
Didn't you think of that when you were putting the bandage on in the first
Can you like pee on it or something? Like, I just need no sand. Sand is bad. No sand in the crevice.
Well,
please.
dying
But-
of dehydration is even worse.
Do I
I'm
have?
just-
Hold on. Do
I'm
I
just
have
gonna spit
water?
on my leg and start fucking clearing the sand off.
Do
He's
I
heating
have
that blade and it's
water?
getting darker and darker, and I'm just like panicking.
I have water. Hold on.
How much water do you have?
Well, I mean, we had just
24.
recently kind of redone our provisions.
Yep.
So do I hear them with a 24? I mean, I know
Oh
I
yes,
rolled
you
it
will. You will
preemptively.
definitely hear. You're going to hear all of that. You're going to hear him
Okay.
striking the flint and steel to try to crack the fire over his bedroll.
Right.
You probably hear the
I only
sloshing
have-
of the oil.
Yeah. I only have one water skin.
We're not that far out of town though. If like we caught them, right? We went over like 3 dunes, maybe.
No, you guys went far as fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're not close. Like, I don't know that like in my head I'm weighing like your leg versus my thirst.
Dehydration is the fastest way to die in the desert of Wati.
Honestly, just fucking somebody pee on me and get this over with.
Not it.
You know what we can do? I don't fancy dying of dehydration, so I can give you one of my cure light wounds, and if you value either potentially saving yourself in the future or your leg, you can choose.
Could I pour the potion on the wound and like half use it to clean the wound, half let it absorb in my leg?
It's not really
I mean, it's-
how it works. It has to be imbibed.
Imbibed.
There, there are
Yeah.
other ways
Would
to
it
do
work
that.
as liquid though?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
not to
it
heal
definitely would.
like, it would.
Yeah. Can I just pour a little bit of it out just to clean
Bear in mind,
the wound?
it's only like the size
It's a
of a
small-
finger.
it's a small
right?
vial,
Like
like a small vial?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna use that then, just
Sure.
to clean the wound.
Okay. All right. This is what, a cure light, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
All right. Then you do. Strange that it's come to this, but it
This
happens.
is the first time somebody's ever cleaned a wound with a cure light potion.
Yeah,
instead of
in
drinking.
like my 17 years of playing, yes.
Okay.
You've got well done. High
First.
five to that. Okay, then give me a heal check.
Okay, let's go. let's
Both
burn
of
his
us,
leg off.
or
Who's
I'm going to be
who's pouring,
applying it.
and then who is wiping? Who's wiping the sand out?
I'm gonna. I'm gonna hand it to him and let him pour, and then I'll wipe the sand. Or do you have a bigger heal? Like, what is your heal? My heal is a 1.
That's not something you guys are aware of. You would just know if he is better. Or he would think that, well, I'm better than you are at this. I've seen what you've done. You just put sand in your wound and then wrapped it up with a pant leg.
Well, are you sure you want to do this? This is probably an incredibly bad idea, but are you that desperate to get the sand?
I mean, if we don't have much water, I have no other options.
All right, then begin to prepare to get the sand out of your leg and then immediately be burned half to death.
Neferani, give me a 20% range that you do not want.
I do not want 19 to 29.
19 up, because 19 to 29.
19 to 28.
19 yeah, 19 to 28.
Or yeah, 19
that's a 10% range. So you
19
want,
up.
okay. Ooh.
Maybe. Can we have a reroll?
The cheese.
Oh yeah, I don't know if we can use it on that. Can we?
This is no. This is a chance encounter. Continue doing what you're doing.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that sounds great. Continue doing what you're doing. I have to figure stuff out.
So Donkor is going to begin pouring whatever is in the vial onto his wound in an attempt to take whatever sand out.
Okay, and then I guess I'll roll the heal then. I'll take it. That's better than before.
Okay. And I want to see how delicate you can be here, Donkor. So give me a. We're just gonna go with a dex. It's gonna be a very steady hand for you. Well, you know, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. We'll go reflex.
Stay a while.
Unless you want to use that 19, we can do that.
We can do that.
All right. Okay.
So
So
you can roll the reflex to avoid kicking me.
Yeah, that's gonna happen when you burn me. That's the burn reflex save.
all right, my friend. He begins to slowly, carefully pour this potion from the top of the wound that's been marred into your leg, this vicious gash. And as he does so, you quickly, with your nimble and dexterous fingers, begin to pull, just pulling all of the sand out of the wound.
I should have rolled a dexterity thing. No, my dexterity's fucked right now.
And as you continue to sort of pull it downward, you can feel these heaps of clots and sand just start to pull away. Like this, for lack of a better term, it's this almost chunky sensation that's building up around your fingertips. You feel the heat of blood pour back onto your fingers. The sand may have been there clotting, but it's not doing the entire job.
Burn it!
Donkor then begin to slowly bring the axe down onto his wound.
Okay.
Arg.
Give me a heal check.
Reroll that. There we go.
Wow. Is that like your fourth or fifth 20 plus?
It's really,
After
really good.
using two rerolls, yeah.
So, Donkor, you've never actually done this before. You have never you've never burned somebody's wound closed, right? Like, you've never gone through this process of cauterization. And
Nope.
you don't really know what sort of lingering effects happen from mismanagement or misuse of cauterization. There's a lot of extra healing that goes involved. There's a lot of care that goes involved with it. And while you're not entirely familiar with how it functions, you think you may have heard someone say this once before, that this is a good way to close up the wound, even if for only superficially. This is going to suck, but I need you to give me 2d4. Ronan, you're going to take 2d4 points of burning damage. You're susceptible to this. I need a fortitude save as well from Ronan.
Oh my god. How many do I have left? Jesus God.
You've used 3. So you got
I've
2
used 3.
left.
Oh.
Do you want to risk it?
Yeah, I'm gonna risk it for the
Okay.
biscuit. That's better.
All right, I actually set the DC at 15.
Ooh.
The DC was 15 for this. You tremble, your eyes begin to well this pool of water. It's a kind of pain that you felt before, but not to this severity. You've had burn marks, you've had scores of scars lining over your person, but never the length of a full blade, and it's never been your entire, like, hamstring area. So this burns down your leg. It's 5 points of lethal damage.
Nice. Back in the teens.
And it hurts. The kind of pain that you're experiencing is something that you actually chose to deal with. And the pain is... It's different. Getting stabbed is one thing. Having someone bludgeon you with a cudgel or getting smacked with a whip is another, but this is an entirely different level, and you understand why this is torture. How this could be a medical miracle, beyond you. You have no idea why. But you trust Donkor. You have to, otherwise you're just going to die.
Exactly.
You feel a little lightheaded. You stifle back a scream. But it's over as quickly as it started, and you can smell the cinder of your flesh. What little bit of leg hair that you had on your calf or on your upper thigh. It seems to just crisp in your nostrils. And home, your family would have thought, well, that's a meal. But here, this just means survival.
Well, the only thing that's left for the most part is to wrap it back up. Hopefully it doesn't open up again. And
Perception, please, the three of you.
Oh, wow. The one time I roll well.
Very good. Neferani, you're sort of focused on this right here. You're peering this over, and it's hard to see. This is hard to watch. Hell, it's as a storyteller, it's a little hard to describe. Ronan, Donkor. Donkor, you're the first to notice this. This shifting of the sands, where you thought it may have been a hallucination. Now you're certain it's not. And it's no longer 200-300 yards out. This is probably about 120, 140 yards out. And there is, in fact, a wave that is shifting beneath the sands. Something alive is moving.
It's Tremors 4.
Ronan, you follow his gaze, and you see it as well. Now, Ronan, do you have knowledge nature?
I think yep, I do.
Give me a knowledge nature.
Come on.
That's
Okay.
That's rough.
I'm going to use my last reroll. I don't
Okay,
care.
go for it.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
He's fucking doing it. Let's go.
That's
So the
better.
DC wow, that's exactly what I needed. Well done.
Oh.
Ronan, at
Clutch.
home, your clan fears a creature that swims through the earth as if your clan does through the water. The humans, they call them bullets. Or bullets. They were creatures. Horrific creatures. Do you want to see what they sort of look like?
Yeah,
I'm hoping
sure,
it-
why not? I want to see what they all
Yeah,
look like.
Does
So
it look like
that-
Does it look like Kevin Bacon? 'Cause
No,
if it does,
so
then-
that way I can run and leave them in the dust. Fuck with all these guys.
Wait a minute. Is this Zanzibar all over again? Like, am I going to get left in the sand? This is
Yeah,
going to be this
probably
big
you're gonna tame a giant snake instead of a
instead of a
what-
sphinx.
yeah,
Yeah.
instead of a sphinx.
I'm
At this
not
time,
sure.
you probably
Okay.
have teeth instead
I'm
of
posting
tits.
it right now. The link is going into the Twitch chat. There
Okay.
is a bullet.
Okay. That's that. Look, I feel like I kind of want to pet him.
Except for they're about the size of a short bus.
Well, I'm thinking like Dune-esque worm. Like,
Mm-hmm.
still want to pet
It's
him.
a massive
Have
predator.
you, have you met me?
It is, in fact, a massive predator. The scary thing about this, Ronan, is that when bullets are spotted, there's never one. They're pack hunters.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just like Tremors.
Why are there No, okay, why are we going Tremors and not Dune? Maybe I'm the Kwisatz Haderach, which I can't say, but that my brother is coming. Nothing. Okay, right. Get on his back.
Get up on the Hydra's back! God damn it, fucking Kingdom Hearts.
We're gonna get some thumpers into the ground. Like we got it.
Not even gonna lie, it's kind of cute. It's a ferocious creature.
It's adorable.
Sand orcas, kind of actually, kind of.
Can we give him a horn? He can be a sand narwhal.
Narwhals swimming in the desert, causing a commotion. I'm fucking running.
So what do? Do you leave Abasi? Ronan, do you just start booking it? Because you might be in the desert and you may have an injured leg and it hurts like a motherfucker.
Did he manage to bandage me as I'm seeing this creature, or?
You're not really. I would not say at all that you've been bandaged. You've just been burned, and you've just opened your eyes. The tears are starting to like pull up
you to bandage yourself.
over your
axe away,
over your schnoz.
I bandaged myself before this because, like, if I don't have any pressure on this wound, it's just gonna immediately open back up, no matter what I do, even if it's cauterized. So I'm gonna like, and I'm on the ground next to the cart, or am I still in the cart?
You guys tell me. You depict that.
I would probably sit in the cart if he's going to burn me. I wouldn't want to be in the sand as I clean the sand.
I was under the impression that he was in the cart, and if I missed, I would have burned the cart.
Yeah, so I'm going to wrap my leg. Be like, we need to get the fuck out of here.
I definitely did say that a little bit ago, but we were worried about your leg and possibly leaving Abasi here. So, if you can at least lift him in some way, shape, or form, at least to get him into a walking motion, I can come up behind you, and we can leave.
If you can help me wrap my leg, then we can try.
You still have two hands. We need to get him moving.
Neferani,
So
it's at this point that it's been pointed out. You can see whatever this is shifting through the sands, and it does seem to be getting closer. You notice that the more commotion, the closer it seems to be drawn.
Stop!
What?
What?
For just one moment, just don't move. And I look back at the worm.
Just continues its swim.
Okay, never mind. Run!
It doesn't seem to be moving directly at you. Bear in mind. It's just moving closer. Just a slow shift and sway.
Do I notice any... Okay, so hold on. Like, belay that. Is there any way that is there any can I roll a perception to see if I notice, like, for a moment, like, if we take that pause, does he seem to, like, not come to, like, he was towards us and is now maybe going away or not? Like, is that something I can tell, or
do you pause? Does everybody else stop as well?
I don't know.
Yeah, I would. If she told me to stop, I would stop doing what I'm doing and stop moving.
More than likely, Donkor wouldn't have been paying attention to a stop when there's something running at him.
What else do I?
It's not like it's like running at you, right? Like, it just seems to be
like in his head. This is a potential.
Right.
I'm moving.
Okay. All right. So you see Donkor he's just booking it, right? He's moving as close as he possibly can back to Wati.
Yeah, I'm moving towards Abasi to try to prep him, so that way we can move more than running away.
I'm guessing we're not far enough apart for us to determine any kind of difference in worm shift, right? Like,
sure, no, you're not noticing anything. It's not like it immediately veers and hones path directly at you. Right. It's just starting to move in this direction. You're not really sure of their range or how they determined or detect. Your best guess is it's probably through movement and or motion. Like, it's got a bit of a tremor sense of sorts, but you're not sure how far back that goes.
Can I do knowledge local to see if I know, like, what I know, or
give me knowledge nature.
Something.
Well,
that's nature.
That's what I was going to ask. Is what else do I know with the 15? Right. Wow, that's really high.
That's really fucking good.
From here, right? Yeah. So I might know something about the worm.
Okay, yeah. The bullet itself is a large carnivorous predatory creature. They pack hunt in bouts no smaller than like, I think the smallest is 3. is their hunting pack is 3. But they've gone as far as people have recorded or stated seeing as many as 7 together, and they're never really sure why they move that way. They are native to this region, and they pretty much hunt without remorse.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
They look very different here than they do from like Western Galarian. Here in the sands, they are quite a bit more sleek. It's meant for quick movement. They are less of like the frontal like bull style fighting where it's meant to confront multiple, and they move a bit faster. It's a bit more of a dexterous build. They're made to swim through sand, so they don't have to fight much more intensely against the impact of the gristling grout of the land.
Do we know like what, like, does she know or would I know that they move based on movement or
Right, that's what I'm
like
looking
blood, like smelling blood,
Sound.
or
for.
sound?
Smell.
Would we know that based on those rolls?
There are no reports of people making it back that have any indication of how they hunt. People who've made it back have just been lucky.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
They pretty much just
So-
called them that because they don't really have sharks in this region. They just call them the bullet. They're a sleek predator.
Okay, so how much of what is below me have I dug out?
I wouldn't say a tremendous amount. Every time that you look back to it, it seems just a little bit more of it is covered back up from falling sands.
Does it seem like it's does it seem like it's large? Like, do I have any kind of perception or understanding of how big it is, or if it's hollow underneath?
No, you have no indication. You just know that there is something that is man-made beneath the sands in this location. You're not sure what it is. You're not sure how large it is or how far it goes down. You just know there's something there.
I'm thinking that we should at least try to move the cart on top of the structure, because if they move through the sand, if there's something solid there, they can't. I mean, they could try to leap over it, but they can't go through the structure if we put the cart on the structure or near it.
Out loud? Because you know it's here. You came over here.
Yeah.
Because I'm sort of about ready to turn around and start running.
Well, right now, Donkor is prepping Abasi to start running.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's your guys' call.
Is anyone going to help me with Abasi, or do we have any better ideas?
Mm-hmm.
There's something down here. It could be. I don't know, but we could maybe get in it. If it's something to get in.
Can you confirm that? I don't
I'm
know.
gonna take my the pommel of my of one of my kukris and like bang on it. Like, does it make any noise? Like, is it wooden? Is it metal? Is it
It's stone. It's stone. Ronan,
Like, does it make any kind of clang, or is it?
You're not sure.
Okay.
Ronan, give me a 35% range that you do not want.
72. 72 down.
Oof.
Wow.
I'm so glad
That
you didn't
was-
say up.
That was literally left versus right.
Neferani, when you're doing that, you're watching the sand move, and when you start hitting the stone structure,
Mhm.
it stops. It stops moving in the sand. You see this almost bump, this rigidity in the sand, and you can finally see the sand sort of break way, like water cressing over something coming out of it, like an orca coming up to grab a bird or a duck or what have you. And you can see this very thin muzzle that seems to be racked in stone, leading back over something that you didn't expect to see. You may be one of the first people to actually live through seeing something like this. In the Western lands, it's a bit more broad in its design and structure. Here, it's much more nimble. Think like a bottlenose dolphin. But it's still very armored all the way across. It seems to have stopped, and it's just the tip of its snout is outside of the sand, probably about 90 yards out. Do you continue hitting the stone?
I'm gonna hit it one more time. Let's see what happens.
Donkor, give me a 40% range you do not want.
One up.
It immediately retreats back into the sand, and you can tell now that it's turned and it's slowly starting to move in your direction.
We should probably grab this dwarf and go towards her.
You hit
I'm
again.
gonna hit it again.
Okay. It starts building up pace.
I'm gonna hit it again.
You hit it again, and the creature is now, it's moving so swiftly that you can see sand skiffing off the back of like its helmet. And it's just sort of kicking up like water pouring over the top of its head. It's beginning to move. Probably about 60 yards out. I am going to need...
You need to grab him and just throw him on the structure.
I need initiatives.
Oh, God.
Don't I have to select you?
Yeah, let me get your initiative tracker.
Okay.
Just select your token.
Oh, they're so tiny.
They are. You're just going to have to zoom in for it. Oh, damn it.
Really?
That's neat. So we're going to be using this area down here.
I'm huge.
I thought you had a token. I'm pretty sure we made you a token.
I do. It's enormous.
Oh, shit.
Like I'm on.
That's a big pussy.
Get in the kit. Oh my god. Wow. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Balls.
That's
It's so tiny now.
I'll make it larger later. Oh, man. Why y'all have to go and do this?
You went the other way.
This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. So everybody's got their initiative. It looks like Ronan is on 1. We've got Neferani on 17 and Donkor there. Let's find out what we can about the bullet.
I just got out of battle.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
This is just a trial session back. We're not really back.
This armor-plated creature's toothy maw gapes wide as a fin-like dorsal plate rises between its shoulders. Whew. All right, let's see. His initiative is coming in hot. All right, not too terrible.
Donkor, I'm going to need that axe for a minute.
Oh my god. Let's go in descending. Neferani, you will be first. You can't quite see the creature in its entirety, but you are aware that it is close. About 60 yards out, so about 180 feet. It's still moving. What do you do?
I'm going to cast, I think, hold on, because really, at this point, we're just kind of prepping for it to come at us. Like, do we feel as if it's too close to run?
I mean, this thing is moving infinitely faster than you guys.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast Inspire Competence.
Okay.
Right? Because which is this? Or I I'm gonna do it at Donkor.
All right. So Inspire Competence
Bless
2
you.
can use their performance to help an ally succeed at a task. The ally must be within 30 feet and able to see and hear the bard. The ally gets a +2 competence bonus on skill checks with a particular skill, as long as they continue to hear the bard's performance. That's pretty good. All right. There we go. I don't have one for the region, but we're just going to go ahead and use the file that I happen to have. I'll have to resize. Beware, it's probably going to be fucking large.
Oh my god. Pee.
I want to ride it.
That's what
She said it with conviction.
Jesus Christ. There we go. All right, perfect. So now we have our creature. You inspire competence, and this is to help an ally succeed on a task. You do so. The ally must be within 30 feet. This is particular to you, Ronan. You feel stronger. Maybe not necessarily actually stronger, but you feel as if something is guiding you forward, and it's the first you've recognized at this point that the bard, that Neferani, is giving you something more.
Oh, is it for all party members? I thought it was just for one.
It's for you. Unless you said that you were inspiring Donkor.
I did say Donkor.
Oh, forgive me.
She said Donkor.
That's my bad then. Then for Donkor. The old donk. It's my turn. The creature's gonna close gap. Let's see how far I can get. Throw it 20 feet. Straight line. It's gonna cover ground fast. So it closes some distance. And it's probably going to near from 180. You're going to see it reach 140. You haven't quite seen everything about this thing, but it's gotten to a point where the dome of its helmet is actually pressing the sand, and it's causing sand to kind of go off in all directions.
I wonder if I could bang on it fast enough for it to just like fly over us.
Set the sonar
Donk.
off.
Donkor, what do you do, sir?
The situation, he was near Abasi, and so he was probably getting ready to lift Abasi up. But
Stay a while.
so
and
is
listen.
Donkor aware that it's coming towards us now?
Yeah, I would believe at this point that you were both, like, everyone is aware that this thing is cressing through the sand. It's like a shark, man. It's moving through the sand and it's swimming quite quickly.
So then what Donkor is going to do is he's going to get on top of the cart, where Ronan should be and Abasi should be. Just stand there and more than likely in between them, trying to get away and off the sand.
Okay, you said on the cart, or are you going up to where Neferani is?
On the cart.
Okay, on the cart. You got to spring right into the cart. Gotcha.
Yep. He's gonna I'm gonna hand my axe to Ronan, and then end my turn.
Okay. Axe to Ronan up on top of the cart. Ronan, you're up.
So is he? You said you were grabbing Abasi?
Well, now I'm on top of the cart.
Okay. I'm gonna. This is so rough. I guess I'm just gonna hold my action to see what happens. I'm gonna equip the axe, or wield the axe, sorry, and then just hold my action.
Nef, top of the initiative.
Oh, one question. I can't rage anymore, can I?
No, you were out of rage.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna continue, like, keep playing, right? Because it doesn't. Well, does it fade, or do I have to keep? I have to keep playing, right?
Unless you take the lingering ability, it will wear off.
Okay, so I will continue to play for now.
Okay, all right. You continue to
Well,
play.
Can I do one?
Go for it. What you want to do?
I'm just trying to figure out if I can do more than one ally with an increased level, but no.
I think it's just per the target until you get like Mass Inspire.
Mm-hmm.
Once you start peering over to Mass Inspire, then you can just literally target your entire ally group.
Right.
So you continue to play. Are you still atop whatever the structure is?
Yes.
Okay. You just keep playing, focusing on the rhythm, doing your thing. It closes even further of a gap. It's about 100 feet out at this point. You can start making out some of the finer details. In fact, if you guys want to, you can give me a perception and start making out some of these details. I'm picturing Ronan and Donkor with they're hanging over the lip of the cart and they're just watching.
I'm just like on this hill, like.
Yeah, just going hard.
And now for the Krabby Patty secret formula.
My turn, it closes. About 100 feet out, this creature has, it looks like the top of its helmet from being sunbaked for at any amount of time while it's been out here. The older it gets, the more that the carapace itself takes on this almost brownish or red glare. And it seems to draw your attention. Your eyes kind of focus where the sun hits the top of its carapace, and it glares back to you. Donkor, you're not going to pick up any additional details from this, but you are going to see that this thing is moving directly at you. I believe this is the direction. This is sort of what it's like here. We have over here, she's about 20 feet out, and she seems to be standing on a stone structure, and she's just playing her bongos, just going hard, right? Just doing what she does.
It's the weirdest concert ever.
It is. It's bizarre. You're drawing a lot of attention. The worst kind of attention. Donkor, you see that she stands alone as you are basically balanced atop the body of Abasi. You and Ronan peer on the outside of the cart, watching this thing swimming directly at you.
More than likely, what Donkor is going to do with this situation is, he's out of ideas. Normally he would have some sort of plan, but at this point, this is something that he's never encountered, much less heard of how to deal with. So he's probably holding on to his while taking out his longbow. He's probably holding on to it. With it trained like in his sights, but I'm gonna hold my turn again.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. You continue to holdeth on that turn. We peer down at the youngest, Ronan.
What
does Gob Gob Supreme do?
I don't have any ranged attacks, so I think I'm just gonna hold my action. I was looking at my character sheet. Why is my dexterity a 9 instead of a 16? Is that because of the rage?
No, your dexterity no, your dexterity doesn't go down because of that. Your dexterity was hampered because of the hamstring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was, because otherwise I was going to try to throw something at it, but with like a 9, I don't know.
Oh, that
about
would be rough.
Throwing like a sword or something.
You gonna throw my axe again?
Nope.
We're going to throw it 100 feet straight out.
Hey, I just got back from axe throwing, man. I'm pretty confident.
Okay, all right.
No, I'm not actually going to throw it. That was complete sarcasm. I'm going to hold my turn until this thing gets within range.
All right. Okay. Sounds good. I'm actually quite worried. Neferani, you're up. It's still closing the distance. You know that in In about 6 seconds, 6 to 12 seconds, this thing is going to be on top of you. You are just holding out for the structure, whatever it is. I'm eager to see your gamble here. I want to see what cards you play.
Okay. Half of me wants to pause and bang on the thing again, because it did once stop it, right?
Yeah, but maybe that's what alerted it.
Right, but at this point, it's about to eat our faces. So, what is it going to do? Eat our faces in in 3 seconds instead of 6? Is my
right?
thinking,
True. Yeah.
Right? So,
just keep banging on it. Fuck it.
that's what I'm thinking.
Neferani, give me a perception.
Oh, okay, I'm just gonna roll. So that's good.
You're thinking.
I don't like that laugh.
You're thinking at this point, like, what am I gonna do? What do I continue banging on this? You can with your feet. You can definitely like pad down and kick repeatedly. And as this massive carnivorous predatorial creature, this apex predator of the desert, you have no idea where the rest of its kin are. You peer back up and you notice something. Something is jutting out of the top of this hill. Maybe not necessarily the top, probably about 15 feet away from the top. Just a small amount of structure. It sort of looks like a stone cylinder of sorts. Maybe I wouldn't quite say what looks like a pipe, but
It's a loaded cannon, and we can shoot it right at it. Easy.
Not quite.
clap.
Is it big enough for me to get behind so that like I could like barricade behind it?
you aren't sure. It's not complete. Like basically all the digging that you and Ronan did, it started causing the sand to start to roll down, and that's what caused this thing to sort of unearth itself after so long.
Can I run along it to that cylinder? Like, is it uncovered? To
Sure.
that
Yeah.
extent, or
Yeah.
is
It's. I would say that it's probably enough that you could stand on the top of the cylinder. The sand is. It seems to be shifting more and more the further that you go up. But yes, you can get up there. If you could, give me. If you wanted to, you could probably do it swiftly. So with acrobatics, if you wanted to give that a shot, you could just take a leap from your spot.
So really quickly though,
Okay.
this is something that's a ground. Like if it was gonna eat me, it wouldn't like jump up immediately.
Oh no,
Like,
that's why this thing was called what it's called. Because it launches itself from the earth and captures its prey. It fires out of the earth like a bullet.
That's what I'm thinking. So going up on the top of this isn't necessarily going to save me.
Not going to do any worse than what you're currently at.
I mean, I can hide behind it.
That's fair.
How big is the cylinder? Like, we talking like a tunnel, or are we talking to like a?
Like, or is this like a column?
Is it
Or
like
is
this?
It's probably. I would say that it's probably. Think like a dinner plate.
Okay.
It's probably about as large as a dinner plate.
I'm gonna skitter over to it, banging my feet as hard as I can on the way over.
Okay.
And it's. I mean, I can definitely see this thing's trajectory, right? Like, is it? Do I feel as if? And again, if this is not something that I can tell in this short period of panicky time, I understand. But does this feel like it would have to maybe take another pass at me if I and got myself up high? Like it wouldn't
Possibly,
expect
yeah.
such a thing. Okay, so then I will try that.
Okay. All right. Very good. You make short work of this. You basically take your bounding spring upward. It will require you to stop playing briefly so you can grab onto this and pull yourself up, because the moment you land, the sand starts to come down more and reveal more of this almost, I don't want to say quite tube, but it's some sort of structure that's sort of like an arm punching outward, but there's nothing on the end of it. It's just this bizarrely shaped stone.
Okay.
Do you pull yourself to the top of it? Nev,
Yes.
you do. Okay, you're going to pull yourself to the top. Very good.
Do I have enough of an action to like look to see if there's other predators out there?
Sure, give me a latent perception. Let's see what you get. You're not really sure. The likelihood is high, but you have no idea.
Okay.
This is the first you've come across. You're not really sure how they communicate or what happens, but they rarely travel out alone.
Right. Okay.
My go. It really takes it up a notch. It crosses and covers ground. It's about 60 to 50 feet out. As it moves, you can see that the sand itself is splitting up over the helmet, and it's now revealing this traipse back like 8 feet of domed-like helmet that goes over its back, where it creates this almost sandstone-like dorsal fin that breaks the water. Yeah, you're right, Jess. That's so freaking far. That's right. Next round it's going to be upon you. Donkor, what do you do? Do you hold your breath? Do you wait? Knowing this thing can hear and feel through the earth. With its tremor sense, it can feel your heartbeats. Do you pause?
More than likely, that's exactly what Donkor is going to do. This isn't his first time in the desert, but this is his first time here, so he's going to try to be as still and hold his breath as much as possible, so that way it can hopefully pass him by.
Okay, you do. You draw forth and bite the lip. Just hold for as long as you can as this creature haphazardly moves beneath you, hoping that it doesn't see you as food. Ronan.
I'm gonna hold still as well, and
You notice immediately that Donkor gasps and holds his breath.
Right, I'm gonna do the same and try to stay as still as possible.
Okay.
Where are the orcs in accordance to us?
Probably about 40 or 50 feet to your west from you, like northwest of the map.
Okay.
But they're not even remotely alive. There's nothing that's even palpable.
They're not like just on the brink of death. They're already dead.
They're dead. You guys finished them.
Okay.
Stop.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold my breath and wait for see what happens.
Okay. Top of the initiative, Neferani. This thing is going to be out of the earth, leaping, springing forth. You've heard the tales of how far they can travel. Some people say it's 10 feet, some say it's 20. Others have said they've leapt the distance of a house. Anything that they can do to capture the prey. They can leap so high that they've captured aerial prey.
Am I behind? So I am behind them, right?
Yes.
So I will have seen Donkor and
Ronan?
I will have seen what they did in terms of like stopping and holding their breath.
Yes. They're pausing. There's not even a shiver from them.
Can I kind of drop down and like hold on to the top and do the same thing?
Sort of like
so I'm not like standing there visible like, hey, eat me, but I'm kind of like...
Yeah. You want to sort of straddle this thing and sort of hide behind whatever the structure is?
Like kind of like this is the top and I'm like hanging down.
Okay.
As much as possible.
You definitely can.
Still. Okay.
You drop down immediately. Mechanically, the issue in this is that this thing is inside of his tremor sense range. He knows where you are. You practically lullabied him. You went full lemming with this guy, and you called him in your direction. And it's because it's in the same round, the moment that you drop, he's going to cross another 20 feet, and he's going to have a dire sense of exactly where you're at. But you leap down behind whatever this structure happens to be, whatever this sandstone bizarre oddity.
I don't hit the ground. I'm not trying to hit the ground.
Right.
I'm just trying not to be visible up top. So I'm kind of like hanging? Does that make sense?
Sure. Oh, okay. All right. So
yeah, so I'm not trying to hit the ground. I'm just trying to kind of be like not visible, but not on the ground. Like I'm trying to make as little noise as possible, but not be visible. Does that make more sense?
Sure, it does.
She's doing like a cat Spider-Man kind of thing.
Right.
Okay, so you're holding on to it. If you do that, it means that your feet are going to be touching the sand.
Can I wrap my legs around it?
Yeah, let's get a roll for that, actually. Let's see how well you do this in the heat of the moment. So it's not... Give me... You know what? It's going to be an escape artist. So give me an escape artist, and we're just going to basically reverse engineer the escape artist. So you're basically going to... Wow. Holy shit. Yeah, you do.
Okay.
You pretty much bound yourself up around this...
The sound of the escape.
This structure, whatever it happens to be, and your feet seemingly push against this, and it reveals a ridge where you feel your feet kind of connect up underneath it, okay? And you pause. You still have an action left. Do you wait? Do you try to dodge if this thing kind of gets at you?
If it comes near me, yes, I would absolutely dodge. Like, yeah.
Okay, all right. So you wait, you wrap your arms up around this and make yourself as tight as possible, and you hold your breath. But as your feet connect up around this ridge, more sand continues to fall, revealing this. And the creature moves upon its turn. It completely caresses the sand, and as it caresses the sand itself, you see it's these two large haunched, armored arms, these claws that seem to dig into the earth, and where there was no sure footing, just the sheer birth of its feet seemed to reach down from the sand, and it launches its body out. I need a reflex save from Ronan and Donkor. Abasi is not going to get so lucky because he's paralyzed.
Oh,
Very good. Very good, Donkor. Not as great, Ronan. Not as great. You will land prone. The cart is destroyed upon impact. The moment that its head breaks through the bottom of this thing is launching itself out of the sand directly at Neferani, but it's starting the leap 20 feet away, right through your cart. It felt you, even if you tried to hold your breath. Your heartbeat right through the wood into the sand. Tremor sense of 60 feet. As it leaps, it breaks the cart itself. Your bodies hit the earth on either side. Ronan, you fall prone. Donkor, you land to your feet in a steepled roll. Abasi's body lay in a heaped mess. And as it's bounding through the air, this 10 to 15 foot rhinoceros-like creature gliding to catch its prey. Neferani.
Because I held my turn, can I use my action after it went over us? Like, can I use my action during its turn?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, you're
because as it comes at me, I want to be able to like lean back and put my axe up as it goes over top, because if it hits the cart, it's gonna
reflexively you're not going to be able to hit its stomach because it went through the bottom of the cart.
Oh, it came up through the cart.
It came up through the bottom of the cart.
Okay, I thought it went over like up and through it or whatever.
So it's going to push you over here. It's going to push you over here, and Abasi just kind of got ragdolled up into the air and thrown. But as it bursts through the cart and it's basically coming at you, you see its maw open up, and this almost ivory-like row of fangs that is meant to just eviscerate, tear, and shred through anything that it can, including stone, if it can. It opens up like Pac-Man, and as it descends upon you, its body weaving through the air like a marlin through the ocean. Give me a reflex save, Neferani. Remember, you should have 3 luck rerolls left. Do you want to keep it?
Yes.
Neferani, you succeed. In the last moment, you release yourself and your body tumbles backwards down the hill to your allies. This creature impacts with this sand kicks up from this explosion of it hitting. But then you hear this almost bizarre sounding like moan from the creature itself. It doesn't really make much sense. It's this odd, this...
Yes.
And it immediately stops moving. There's a small tussle in its tail as it tries to kick itself free, away from whatever seems to be holding it. But the creature shakes, and the fragility of its structure, while it's protected from the outside, its inside is not. And the bullet stops moving. What do? Do the 3 of you gather yourselves? Tell me what you do here.
So this placement is accurate. It's basically just like down in front of me.
It's closer to like this, and you can grab your token and move you closer to Abasi as you roll down the hill.
Okay.
When you gather your wits and you pull yourself together, you look up, and this creature is impaled. The sand, the dust, and the debris has been pushed aside. Its explosive leap from the earth itself launched it downward onto whatever the structure was. However, its concussive burst as its body mashed against this. It impaled it skewering it most of the way through, killing it instantaneously. However, it revealed what's been hiding beneath the sand. And for how long? We're not sure. What you see is a statue. A statue where it appears as if there is a female-like figure. Large, bulbous breasts that seem to have skulls painted over the top of them, etched out of the stone. Inside of its one hand, it seems to be clutching a skull, and the spine is run and spun upward, and it's what's piercing the bullet. Its wings adorn the top of this structure, and in its left hand, it seems to be holding a curved blade. Its head, a three-eyed jackal.
So, okay, all right.
So Donkor is looking over in this. Just, do I see it? Is it in my vision?
This is definitely in your vision. It's available to everyone. This is, without a doubt, is a temple to Lamashtu.
Yeah. So I am immediately going to go to Abasi and assess his situation and see where he's at physically. As soon as, like, I will kind of perceive that this is like the shit that has gone down behind me, and like it's not moving. And
Abasi lies face down in the sand. Much longer than you moving over to him. He may have died from suffocation. You roll him over with all of your might, and the sand is sort of stuck to his lips. It's where the drool started to puddle up. It's stuck to his face. You see some of the sand itself. It's because his eyelids can't close because he can't control them. The sand is stuck to his eyeball, and when he sees you, he's grateful. But if there is ever an opportunity to see his eyes widen, even in a state of complete paralysis, as he glares up at the statue of Lamashtu and the impaled bullet, fear swallows his figure. And this is where we will actually call tonight's session.
Oh no, I was gonna do something before we ended.
What you got? Hit me with it.
So, because this is Lamashtu, I'm gonna scream out, "She saved us!" and throw myself down on my knees and start actually praising, because this is my god, literally. Like, me and Bub talked about this off stream.
This was your clan's god.
This is my actual deity.
Pelon, that's
sorry. I had to throw that in. I was like, this is so coincidental and perfect. Yeah.
That plus the skull boobs in chat, both perfect.
Well, I hope it was a fun return.
Sorry, I almost killed us.
You may have done a lot, and you may not even realize it.
Yeah, we just brought back Lamashtu back. That shit's bleeding. We're about to have another blood sacrifice. Ah, fuck.
Yeah, but skull titties, right? Like, I mean...
Donkor ain't about this shit. Donkor don't believe in this shit.
Donkor and the what is it? The princess? No, the He-Man and the what of power?
Donkor's like, listen, I was just but a simple merchant. Now I'm in the midst of gods and legends. This is not my place.
It is now.
So we don't move into too much table talk. I want to capture you guys in like a 15-minute post-show if I can. Let's go ahead and get our post-show spiel. If you want to tell us about yourself, where we can find you, and what you've been doing these days, we can move to our post-show. Donkor, tell us about you. What are you doing? Where can we find you, buddy?
Yo, what's going on, guys? So I just got back to being a somewhat consistent streamer, so you guys can find me on twitch.tv/Mark, not twitch.tv/Kaoiji like I was before. I did wind up changing. So,
Perfect.
and there will be a Donkor emote coming soon.
Yay!
Yes, that's fucking kick-ass. I'm actually getting I'm getting a GM emote. There's going to be a storyteller emote.
Oh, damn.
You collect them all.
Yeah, perfect. All right. Then we have Neferani. What are you doing? Where can we find you?
Hi, my name's Imperial when I'm not dressed up like a cat, and I just ran a marathon, so I'm exhausted. and I'm literally never gonna stop talking about it. So apologies. No, I stream talking about running. Don't at all. Sewing and lots of games and crap like that. Over on twitch.tv/Imperial. Make sure you give Bub your Twitch Prime sub, but you can give me $5.
$5.
$5. You didn't get Starbucks. I
Fucking
got bills to pay. I got races to run. Please keep your $5. Give it a bub. I do also have a Neferani emote that's in chat, and we're gonna do. I'm gonna do my Neferani cosplay. I mean, this was like easy mode, but I'm gonna do a whole 9 yards so y'all can dress up like me, and then I'll help them all if they want it to.
I'm stoked. I'm ready for it.
Me too.
Perfect. Ronan, what you doing these days, buddy? Where can we find you? What games you been in?
You can't really find me because I haven't been streaming much. But if you do want to catch my stream, it's twitch.tv/RyutheRed. I do actually have goblin emotes just
Perfect.
for this stream.
Yes.
So let me see if I can do that.
I'm
There,
excited.
boom.
Oh, look at him. That little madman right there.
Yeah, so
Cute,
soon you guys can have the whole set.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I damn. And then I guess there's me. So thank you guys for stumbling in. I'm Bub, TheBubbernaut, and this is what I do for a living. I am a storyteller by trade. Took a big break, like 1.5, almost 2 months off, and did a lot of gaming. A lot of gaming. Oh my god. But we're back. I'm running 3 games a week. Mummy's Mask, Shackled City tomorrow, with its tentative return as well. Thursdays, we play Dogs of Duskfall, which is a Blades of Duskfall game. I play on Roll4's channel on Saturdays, and every other Monday, I play on the Shadowcasters Network, and we do Leverage from the TV show Leverage. So, I'm entrenched in tabletop stuff. If you like it, make sure to hit the follow button. Every follow counts. Also, if we can get some shout-outs for all of the supporters, all of the players tonight, if any one of my mods want to handle that, please shout out Ryu and Misty and Mark. That would be wonderful. Guys, thank you guys for the return. I hope you guys were excited for it. I've been super stoked to get back to this. It's been much needed, much wanted, and I hope it's been just as fun for you. So thank you guys for absolutely everything, and make sure to check out the Discord. Check out the Patreon. Keeps the stream alive, keep the dream alive. And save your rep, because very soon you guys will be able to use more of that to impact the games. Thanks, guys, for having me.